Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Monday morning. I got to tell you, I'm super excited. I'm going to add a little bit different framework to this morning show. When I don't have a guest, I'm excited to obviously keep the normal fun that I have, but I feel compelled to add a little more structure to the show. You guys have been great. You're following me, and I'm telling you, you should see the likes in our Facebook and the watches and the views. It's just all growing. Thanks to Chad, thanks to Chris, thanks to everybody and watching and sharing and having fun. Good morning. We already have as 10 on. Come on, get online. It's Monday. Get up, get on, get it on like Donkey Kong. Let it rip like potato chip. I just got to tell you quickly. Sunday yesterday, we got up. We're getting ready to go to church and getting around and everything, and I'm always up a little early. I went to my wife, Tracy, and I listen, a lot of you have been encouraged, but I know some of you told me you're going to the gym and you're losing weight and doing things, and I just want to tell you that I'm living what I'm preaching, right? And I've been sharing with you that I've been exercising, but I mean, really, I have been dieting. I've went on this meat, salt, and water only diet. I'm on 6 weeks, no sugar. Not easy, but I was just telling my wife, I'm sharing with you, I've lost 22 pounds. Woo, right? Woo! I lost 22 pounds, right? And so this isn't a commercial on how to only eat meat, drink water, and add salt to about everything you have. I mean, I eat bacon a lot. But anyways, the point of the matter is I've lost these 22 pounds, and I literally on Sunday morning, I crossed the threshold of 206 pounds. Well, that doesn't mean a lot to you. But I was 229 pounds. 28 pounds. But I haven't been at 206 for over 20 years. So the story goes is I get up in the morning, and I'm not I don't want to pick on women, but I know my wife is kind of this way sometimes, and I don't want to put all women in a box, but I grew up with women. I have 3 daughters, and all my dogs are women, and my wife is an amazing woman. I hire women. They just get stuff done. But I'm not some women, and I would tell you my wife sometimes, they'll get a new dress or they'll get something on. We'll get ready to go out at night, and she'll walk up to me and she'll say, do you notice anything different? And I'm just not that way, because a woman, when she says that, it's just a situation where I'm like, oh gosh, the pressure. Is it her hair? Is it her fingernails? Is it her clothing? Is it her dress? Is it her weight? Is it her makeup? Is it did she do something different? I mean, the pressure on a man is immense. The enormity of the mountain that you have to climb when it comes to the question, do you notice? Don't do that. So whenever I go up to my wife, I want to hear what I want to hear, right? So I go right at her. I'm like, it's a morning and we're getting around. I mean, married couples get around, and I just get off the scale, weighing myself and whatever, as little clothing on as possible, because I want to weigh as little as possible. And I get off the scale. I'm 206 pounds. I'm like, man, I'm broken. I broke the 207 number. I'm excited. I walk into the bedroom and I say, honey, listen, I'll weigh 206 pounds today. And she says, well, congratulations. I look great. I weigh 206 pounds. I don't ask, do you notice anything different? Damn right, she should notice something different. But at the end of the day, I don't want to risk getting the wrong answer. So I said, dude, I look great. I have 206 pounds. She says, congratulations. And I said, well, listen, I just want to thank all my friends, my family, my daughters. I want to thank all the people that support me. I want to thank the PaySurf people. I want to thank all the Wired Differently people that watch me on my show. I just want to thank, I couldn't have done it without all you people. And I'm going on and on and on with my Academy Award winning speech. And she looks at me and she says, would you just shut up? Everything doesn't have to be a speech. What am I going to do? The quick lesson there is tell them what you want to hear so they can tell you what you need to hear, and then just shut up. That's your lesson of the day. But listen, we're going to finish up with the third letter of job, which is B. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's to build. Like we know we got to have, look at. I got things right here for you guys. It's not like I don't prepare. I just want you to know J was for what? Must always look for a job. We got to be looking for a job, right? We can't just be standing around. I mean, at any given time, these little things that help me hear better popping out. Anything at any given time, you need to be sitting on a plane. You got your coffee, you got turbulence, you got a job. You're sitting on a plane, you're getting off the plane, you got a job. You're going to the house, you're going to a movie, take your wife out, you got a job. Get up in the morning, you got a job. Get in the shower, got a job. Get on a scale, weigh yourself, got a job. Want a compliment, go ask for it, got a job. We always have a job, and once you're focused on a job, you don't know you have a job, you don't have a job, you're not going anywhere in life. And importantly is if you don't have a job, you can't be singular focused on a job, right? We need to be singular focused on our job. And so that's what we're going through today. And last but not least, we were going to talk about the B in job. But before that, I wanted to just let you understand, I wanted to break some things down with you a little bit today. I wanted to actually say today is the national day of something. So like every morning when I come on and I don't have a guest, I'm going to follow this routine. This routine is going to be basically recap, refund, have a good fun story, and tell you something about my wife, my dogs, my family, my children, my job, right? But after that, I just wanted to let's talk about what's the national day today. So I just want to give you guys up to speed. I was just curious. Look at all these national days we have here. We have today is National Workers' Day, which is National May Day, which is National Mother's Goose Day, National Love Day, National School Principal Day, National Law Day, National Silver Star Day, National Banner Day, National Melanoma Day, Chocolate Parfait Day, and National Loyal Day. Well, so the one I wanted to actually talk to you about was one Silver Star Day. This is so we want to remember the soldiers that are still injured, that were injured, or even dying right now. National Silver Star Day. So let's give props to all those soldiers in Silver Star Day. I also wanted to talk to you about May Day. So May Day is National Workers' Day, right? I want everyone to understand today is the celebratory day of workers. We have nothing without workers. I am nothing without helpers. Our bosses, my boss, my wife, my companies that boss me, they are nothing without me doing my job, right? When we think about a job, we think about National Workers' Day, May Day. So let's celebrate our job day, right? What a great day to wrap up job and what your job is. May Day, Melanoma Day. I want you to understand there's people out there fighting cancer, melanoma cancer every day. Get out of the sun, put lotion on. I'm doing better with it. I want you to understand Chocolate Parfait Day could be the best day of all, but I can't eat it because it's got sugar. And I wanted to also tell you real quick about National Mother Goose Day. Can you believe today is National Mother Goose Day? Mother Hubbard, we talk about the little old woman who lived in a shoe, had so many children, she didn't know what to do. Well, that's Mother Goose. And I just want to give you the backstory on that because I don't think a lot of people know the backstory on Mother Goose. I knew the riddle, the rhyme, the thing when I was a little kid, but little Mother Goose, she had so many children, she lived in a shoe, she didn't know what to do. Well, did you know that backstory of that is about King George II? And he really wasn't the power of England, that the real power was Caroline, his wife. And what she did was she took over and was the power, but she didn't know what to do with all the people in the community. So she created a parliament and put them all in Congress and tied them all up to get some things done. But that's the backstory of the little woman who lived in a shoe. She didn't know what to do. It was actually King George's wife, Caroline, bossing everybody around because her job was to pick up after her husband. Her job was to organize the kingdom. Does that make a little sense on Job Day, May Day? I think it does. Well, before I get into talking about the job, the B and job and tying together, I thought I'd also bring in a little bit of news topics. And so what I did was I just scrolled the top 3 or 4 news items so it wouldn't be biased to the right or to the left. And I just picked them up and I just wanted to give you my thoughts on what's going on in the world. Then I'm going to give you our lessons and we're going to get on like Donkey Kong, right? So the first thing I pulled up the news days and at Washington Examiner, the top 5 stories. Biden approaches summer with fewer options on gas. So I researched this a little bit, and basically what it's saying is President Biden has played all of his hands on gas. There's nowhere that wants to sell us the gas. Our national reserves of the gas are depleted, if not out. That's the emergency reserves. And he basically doesn't know what he can do. So I know he's going overseas and he's trying to cut deals with Venezuela. It says they don't get their oil from Russia, but they do get their oil from Russia. They just refine it. So now we can say we're buying it as new oil, refined oil, and we don't have to say where it came from. So that's this idea of what we're going to do for gas. Gas prices soared a national average of 5 per gallon last summer. We're I think a little bit lower than that, but it looks like everything's depleted and we're back in a situation like that. We hope he can figure that out. So that is the topic there. Now, the other thing we talked about, Trump is in Scotland today to make a big announcement. What could Mr. Trump be talking about in Scotland? Here's the thing about Mr. Trump. This guy is, I want you to, whether you like him, love him, hate him, I think you've got to admire the fact that he just keeps going, right? He just keeps going. This guy has been arrested. This guy has been maligned. This guy has been chided. This guy has been beat mercifully. His house has been ransacked. I mean, whatever you could imagine, this man has been persecuted. Can you imagine how Christians felt and how people feel? I mean, all over the world at any given time, when someone's not for you, they're against you and they go attack you. Man, I got to tell you, crazy. But I just want to tell you, his announcement in Scotland is he's opening another golf course. So in the midst of all of the stuff this guy's got going on, he's going to run for president. He's going to fight off DeSantis. He's going to fight war against the left. He's going to fight war against the communists, the Chinese. He's going to do all these things, try to stay out of jail, pay for all these lawyers. And in the middle of the afternoon today, he's going to Scotland to open up another business. This guy knows his job. All right, that's the Trump. Russians' attacks appear to be aimed at Western weapons. Well, why wouldn't they? They're the only weapons that are stopping them. I don't know where you're at on that war, but I got to tell you, I hope we win it, and I hope it ends someday soon because nobody can afford it. So that's where I'm at on the national news, and I just thought we'd have topics over time and have you guys have some thoughts that I have on those topics, and I'm going to give them straight to you as a Christian, fair-minded conservative, and we'll be able to talk through those things. So I just thought you'd like that little preemptive. And so today I just want to follow up with J.O.B, J.O.B, and I talked about riding that rodeo bull, that rodeo Java coffee, and doing the things that we did. And let's see what kind of comments we got on here. And I'm going to get into our lesson. Here we go. We got the all-star gang. Oh, my goodness. Jason Ball, Debbie Cromwell, Billy. Look at Billy. Here's a new attender. Isn't he a handsome, sharp-dressed man? Good morning. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Abby. Robert, I haven't seen you in a while. I've been talking to you. I'm just going to leave that out because that damn thing keeps falling out. It's gone. Hello, Madeline. Luther Crawford. Capitone. Good to see you this. Good morning. Christine, how are you? Good morning. Todd, Tracy, Jason, Luther. Get her done. Dieting with your family for your daughter is inspiring. I love it. Is. And we lost. And she just told me not everything has to be a damn speech. She said, Todd, don't make everything a speech. Does everything have to be a speech? I don't know. And here's my man. Now that's funny. I think he's laughing at me because he is just like me, man. I'm like, you should listen to his shows. Hey, Brandon, put your show on here. It's 8 o'clock, like every night. What's your show? Get that on here. Let's get some viewers on you there. Wow. Hi, Tina. Job left. Hello, I got a job for you. Raise the people out of the government and religion. Their creator has called it to rise. I'm 5 years deep, straight source, awkward. All L4, I've recalled free will. All right, bring it on. I got a new follower that's preaching the gospel with us. All right, here we go. Here we go. Good morning, Heather. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, you guys are great, 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 great to have you. So I wanted to just kind of take the last 10 minutes here and talk about J.O.B, J-O-B. And one of the things about J.O.B is I wanted to review with you as we talked about this idea of how important it is in life that we have a job. We must always have a job. And I think that we walk through life and we go through airports and we go through grocery stores and we get up in the morning. And I think I've been part of this mindset that I'm trying to work myself out of a job. I told you that I was done. I've got all 14 companies and they're working thanks to Heather and Sam and the gang, right? I don't want a job, right? I don't want software. I'm done with software. It drives me crazy. But here I am sitting in the Wired Differently Academy, building a process and doing these shows and building this mindset, mission, movement, and ministry. I got a job. And it has a lot of software. So, I mean, I just don't think the type of jobs that we want to move out of in our life are very, very important. I don't want the daily grind and the daily job of making money and paying the tax man the way it was the first 30 years of my life. Don't get me wrong, but I also need to understand it's the small jobs in life that get everything done. It's the small job, like riding the coffee out for 8 seconds, like that rodeo bull that I did when the turbulence were rising on the plane, and I didn't want it to spill on the lady, my lap, my counter, my papers, anything. That was my job. It's a silly little story. And then when the plane landed in seat A1, I had to be the first one out of the plane. That was my job. So when you get up in the morning, I want you to really understand and ask yourself, what's my job? Not my job at the office. What is my job to get to the next place in life, right? When I get out of bed, my first job is to read. Then my next job is to get in the shower. Then my next job is to do some squats in the shower. My next job is to clean my face and put the 3 types of moisturizer. Then my next job is to get down to the studio. It's just job stacking. That's my job. Today, my job is to tell you your job, and your job is number one. No, you always have to have a job, even if you're retired and you damn well don't care about anything. I've talked to people that are retired in their life, and everyone tells me they're more busy now than they were when they were not having retirement. Every one of them is like, I don't know what happened, but I got this to do. I got that. Know your job, plan your job, be your job, complete your job. Secondly, be singular-minded focused. The brain can only do one thing at a time. So be singular-minded focus on that job. We're going to go back to the turbulence in the coffee. I couldn't save the plane. We were going to die. We were going to die. Nothing I could do about it, but I could control that coffee from spilling on the plane. That Java, that rodeo bull of the spilling coffee. My job was to ride the turbulence out and to move and flow with the turbulence so the coffee would stay level and nobody would get tamed but burnt or anything. But I rode it out for over 8 seconds. There wasn't a turbulence that could throw the coffee. I had one focus to keep the coffee from spilling, and man, I could have went pro if it was a pro division. I want singular focus on the job. I own a nationwide payroll organization, an HCM, human capital management, and I always ask my people, listen, singular focus at the task on hand, right? Hard, concentrated skill sets. Stack those hard, concentrated skill sets. If we drift, if we bifurcate, if we stop and start, we'd lose so much time. Know your job. Single focus on your job. And the last thing I want to close with today is be in job. I think it's super important for us to understand how important it is for the B in job. And the B stands for build. Stands for build. So I want you to understand in the last few minutes of this session today, this morning, this show, and I just want to tell you, man, you guys are awesome. Is I want you to not only think about when you wake up in the morning, how you're going to stack your jobs, be aware of your jobs. And I know sometimes I go on about stuff, but listen, man, this is the essence of success. Successionaires, you are my successionaires. We own that word. Wired Differently owns the word successionaire, right? And we patent it. It's trademarked. It's registered. It's the R, baby. And that is this idea is that we're not hung up on money. We're hung up on being successful in our plans. And we can't be successful in our plans if we don't create a plan. You can't execute a plan if you don't have one. Your job is to understand your job. Your job is to create a plan. Then your job is to execute the plan. And if you create a plan and you execute a plan, you will aspire to be a successionaire. You will aspire to be a completing successful person of a plan. And when you stack plan after plan after plan after plan, you are a successionaire. And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do, then you are a millionaire and a successionaire. I don't care if your plan is to be the best chef in the world, and it doesn't mean but you just get paid and you're not building wealth and riches. I don't care. I just want you to have a plan, and then I want you to execute it. And my job is to help you execute a plan fervently, ferociously. Right? And that is my job to help you aspire to be a successionaire. And I know I'm getting a little aggressive in the last 10, but I don't care. It's money, damn it. We got a lot of stuff to do, and we need to know our job, right? We need to create a plan, right? And then we need to go execute it. And if it's a small plan, small job, execute it. Stack them up. Do 100 of them. Be a successionaire. Elon Musk is no better person than you, Billy. No better person than you, Jason Ball. No better person than you, Christina. No better person than you, Deb. Nobody. They are the same because you are creating a plan and executing it. That's all he did. Create a plan to go to Mars. Good job, Elon. Create a plan for PayPal. Good job, Elon. Created the first electric car to save the world. Good job, Elon. Created a plan to create solar panels. Good job, Elon. Created Starlink so everybody in the world could talk at almost near nothing cost. Good job, Elon. They're just plans that he created and then executed. What's your job? Get out of bed. Do your study. Create the plan. Execute the plan. The last piece of job is B for build. I really want to talk to you successionaires because after you become a successionaire and you become successful at creating plans and execute them, because we do that, right? Successionaires do that. That's what we're doing at the Tiki Hut Retreat. We're creating a plan and we're going to teach you how to execute it. And we have software and curriculum to build your business, your entrepreneurial business. We're going to help you create the plan if you don't have it. But more importantly, we're going to help you execute it. And that's what my coaching is all about. That's not what this show is about today, but everybody's better with a coach. Go get a coach. You don't have to just get me, but get a coach. Get some help. Everybody gets better with a coach. You didn't learn math. Mr. Digert taught me algebra. He's 95 years old right now. He's still alive. I saw him the other day, and I would have never aspired to anything in my life if I wouldn't have stayed after school for 5 some days, 6 some days, having to miss the beginning of football practice until I learned how to do and balance an algebraic mathematical equation. I couldn't get it, but he made me. And once I learned it, that was his job. That's how he built me. I had a plan. I executed. I didn't look at it that way. But at the end of the day, my friends, you must have a plan. You must execute it. And your job needs to be like a Mr. Diegert now, because I want you to understand build. So once we've executed jobs, once we've understood the successionary formula, now we have to build other people. Think about that. Your job is to have a job. Your job is to be singular focused at it. And once you understand and you've created and mastered your successionaire mindset, your Tiki Hut retreat, come on, get on over here to the Tiki Hut retreat. You're going to hear me. I'm going to go crazy like this. I'm going to do what I do. Don't worry, you're going to get it. But here's the thing. Once you've done it, you've got to share it. Because successionaires are leaders. Leaders pass on their traits. And that's why I had that image when I was advertising this show of B for build. It was my daughter. I didn't load it, darn it. But it was my daughter Kendra and her husband Derek at church, and they were taking their children and they got them dedicated to the church and to God's belief structures. And the whole church committed to support that. I was there to support it. I've already supported it, but man. Derek and my daughter have been doing their job, right? And now they're building other people in the job. And when I saw that picture, I thought, wow, what a beautiful picture of a job being passed on to the masses, right? Not only is it their job to raise those children in God's image and likeness and wants and desires and Christ-like attitudes, but it's the congregation's job to help grow that in those children and other children, right? And it's that pastor's job to anoint that process, to pass God on, right? His job that morning was to get ready and fine-tune a message, right? His job was to get ready to do all those things. But at the end of the day, his real job that day was to share and build other people so they can build other people, and their jobs become this continuum of people building people. Well, listen, it's an amazing thing that we go through in life. I've beat up the job for the last 3 days, and you guys are just great. But I want to really, really challenge you. Know that you have a job. Even when you're sitting down and watching TV, I want you to think about, what is your job at that moment? Is it to be learning from a show? And if you don't think you're learning from a show, you need to realize that you're learning something from what you're watching. Something is dropping in that subconscious of yours. Something is programming you. There isn't a moment that you're not programming yourself or doing a job on your own mindset. You can't avoid that there is a job at hand every moment. My job today is to remind you that there's a job at every hand at every moment for you. And if you're not aware of it, the job that's being programmed into your mind is someone else's job, someone else's idea, something you're going to be executing, right? Some commercial, some this or that, something that you're reading to relax. It's programming. It's making you think one way or the other. That's the job of that process. And I want you to know, if you're not aware of it, that job is doing a job on you. Pick your job. Right? And then I want you singularly focused on that job. I want you to be the best in the world at your craft. I want you to be the best in the world at that job at that moment. I don't care if it's coffee, rodeo, bull riding on an airplane. You seem like it may be meaningless, but it isn't, because it was proof positive that I could do it. It was proof positive I could be singular focused in the threat of even death. I had a job. A minimal job, but it was a job, and I did it so well. Arguably the best in the world. Gold medal, Super Bowl, Java riding champion. And last but not least, I want you to take out to the rest of this week the mere fact, at the end of the day, of your job, your singularly focused job, is to empower other people in what you're teaching them in those jobs. I made a lot out of turbulent Java bull riding on a plane. But it's not the riding of the bull that I want you to pass on to people. That wasn't my job. My job was to use that story to make a singular point. I need you to pass on the idea of sharing something with others. And almost everything that you do in life is going to be shareable. I want you to be purposeful about sharing those things with people. You're called to do that. So let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Let's have a big day tomorrow. I can't wait to talk with you. Get out there, make today amazing because I think you're amazing. Remember to be, do, and think differently. Tiki Hut Retreat is literally 10 days away, and we still want to see you there. We are filled up, and we're doing a lot of great things. We're going to have a blast. I love you. I love you. I love you. Get a job. Get singular focused and pass it on to somebody now. Have a great day. I love you guys. I love you. I love you.